Welcome to another speed build, and in this one, I'm building my very first restaurant. And it's probably you can tell, and I'm building Long John Silver's. As a lot of people don't know, Long John Silver's was the first job I ever got when I was 17 years old. I worked there for a year and 9 months. Well, I can tell you some stories if y'all like. Some are, before I get down to the stories, I got tales I've got from Long John Silver's. I tried to build this to scale, but here's the thing. Adding the chairs and the booths and stuff made it bigger. It's not that big, but in reality, the booths are not as big as the ones in here. So I had to adjust the size of the booths and the size of the lot. So it kind of looks like the Long John Silver's I first worked at in Madisonville, Kentucky. But, it's kind of resembles. It's supposed to resemble that Long John Silver's. Here's the thing, the booths are longer in this game, and yeah, it all has to do with the booths being longer. And so I had to adjust the size of the building for the size of these booths. I tried to make it look as accurate as possible. Oh, it doesn't have the drive-thru on the driver's side. On the passenger side window. They don't have drive-thrus in this game. They do have restaurants though, and you can make some fast food. I've seen people make McDonald's, Subway, Starbucks, Five Guys. So I figured, why not? I can make a Long John Silver's. And it seemed to work. So, and they had some, it may not be fast like what they have on Long John Silver's menu, but there's some seafood items. And that'll work. And also, when I play Sims, I'll be like, well, I want my game to be like more realistic, like the restaurants I've been to. So, I figured out the seating arrangements here. I'm going to talk about some stories when I first started working there. I remember my job interview. The manager said that I think that's what I was won over by the smile. A good smile, because it's better for the customers as to walk into a store and see it's an employee who smiles when they greet them. And I had that smile. And it was my first job. Whatever. I'm surprised I got hired. It was not my first job, but it was the first time I got hired. And the first thing they had me do was clean. I was a bit slow, on the slow side, so why not? I didn't care. It was a job, okay? One time I came in with a cold, and I sneezed right in front of a customer. Not directly in front of a customer, but a customer saw me sneeze, and I panicked. And apparently on orientation I didn't pay attention to where to wash my hands. And I ended up washing my hands in the back sink, in the back, instead of, up where the register was, where they had the hand soap and everything. And I thought sink was a sink, right? Because at home, sink was a sink, but not in a restaurant. It is not. I wasn't paying attention, okay? I did pay attention that day, and I got wrote up. I had to explain to the manager what happened. It's like, why I got wrote up. It's like, one, I couldn't hear over the running water when I thought I was washing my hands in the right place. And, well, shit happens. I couldn't get out of that. That was on my record. I mean, my first offense is, I kind of knew, okay? I'm kind of not the brightest bulb. I'm kind of special, Also, I remember walking in on, my two of my assistant managers making out in the back. One was a man, one was a woman. I'm not going to mention any names, okay? No names. I didn't say anything, okay? I did not say anything. And I just walked out. I mind my business and walked out. It's like, well, they're not like they're doing it in front of the whole store. And I get out front, And the next day, or the day after that, the man, apparently, the female assistant manager was got written up or something by the manager because somebody told them about the incident, about them two making out in the back during work hours. And the first thing the first person this woman assistant manager says, she comes to me blaming me for telling on her. Like, I didn't say anything. That's not my business. There were other employees there that day. That was not me. I didn't say anything. So don't blame me. This same woman was the same one who wrote me up for not washing my hands in the right place. But whatever. I swear this woman had a grudge against me. She hated me. I didn't do anything to her. I mean, not personally. I didn't hurt her. I didn't have a grudge against her or anything like that. She was a manager. You don't have a grudge against your manager, okay? Your assistant manager. It's like, even though I don't know, there was at one point she got fired. I don't know what for. And she'll come in and she'll harass me. She'll say something that'll make me cry, mostly. And that was a naive 17, 18-year-old, okay? Let's get to some more interesting stuff, like, that one time I was making a joke with my boss about the Christmas party. Because I heard from a movie where they did a joke where it said, this such and such, well, it sucked. It's like, oh, your party last year, it sucked. I said it to my boss. As a joke, okay? I thought he'd get the reference, like from the same movie I was thinking about that it came from. Oh no, he didn't get the reference. He took it seriously. You don't joke with your boss. He takes everything seriously. And I ended up getting in trouble. I ended up apologizing and saying it was supposed to be a joke. I expected him to get the reference from the movie where I got that line from. No, I didn't apologize because I felt bad. Because what he said was, well, why don't you plan it next time? Well, I'm sorry. I thought it was just supposed to be a joke. I thought I was expecting you to get it. See, everything I do is misunderstood or trying to make a joke and it backfires in my face. That's what happens. Oh, and another thing. I was watching one of my assistant managers, like, on the register, and this woman wanted to buy one of the family platters. And he tried to sell this woman the family platter, and I was being honest about the platter, that how much food people had actually, how many people servings there was in the platter. It was just being honest. Because I was told to be honest, okay? Even though he's trying to sell this woman a platter, and I was honest about the servings. The serving size on the platter. And the manager took me in the back and said, don't do that while I'm trying to make a sale. Please not be honest about that. While he's trying to make a sale. It's like, sorry, I thought you told me to be honest. You told me to be honest. Make up your mind, please. Also, I had one of the employees lock me in the walk-in with the lights off. And I'm afraid of the dark. I was screaming and stuff, and the next day, on Sunday, I told the manager about it. The manager wrote the person up. And the people that I told on didn't like me after that. So I blamed them. Well, they should have thought about that for locking me in the walk-in, okay, with the lights off. Also, this was a great time to discuss all the stuff, some of the things that happened at Long John Silver's when I was working there. I remember when I worked the drive-thru, and considering it was on the passenger side, I had to lean out the window. Considering I'm only 4'11", I was leaning out the window to hand people their orders. I was really hanging out the window. Oh my gosh. I can't believe how many times I was hanging out the window. And just one time, this monster truck came through, and I was practically standing out on the ledge to give this person their meal. Wow. How many times when they put me on register, I'm freaking out. And I freak out, and I mess up a couple orders, and I'm trying to read them back because I'm reading this tiny text on the screen, on his old 1984 screen. It's the year 2000. Year 2000. Is it 2001? And I'm sitting there. They got these 1984 computer technology, and I'm trying to read everything. And they had this monitor right in the corner by the register, and I have to read that tiny text. And my manager told me to get glasses. I did. He was to make sure I had them at work, and was wearing them when I ran the register. Didn't bother me that much. They was counting on me to do all the cleaning and stuff because I'm a woman. I remember one time I went in the kitchen. I was just signing in to work, okay? Just signing in, and I went in the back. Dishes were piled pretty high, and one of the guys that came in was working that day, and he says, "I'm not doing dishes, it's a woman's work." Sexist much? But whatever, I did it anyway. They were waiting for me to come in. They knew I was coming in, so I left all them dishes there for me. Y'all a piece of work, you know that? I took out the trash. I did everything. I mopped floor. I didn't mind doing all that. It's just they left all the cleaning to me because I didn't mind that. I mean, whatever. It's just that when you're working, you're taking out the trash and the trash gets heavy, especially on a busy day. Also, one time a customer threw up in the men's room, and we all sitting. I didn't want to do it. I have a weak stomach, and I get very squeamish. So we're all employees. We're sitting around drawing straws. Yeah, we're drawing straws to see who gets to clean up. When one of the employees said, got the shortest straws, he's like, "Well, Carrie, you're going to watch. You're going to have to help me." What? Whatever, dude. I mean, imagine the stuff they did when a manager wasn't there. I mean, they're flipping wet towels at each other. Just being silly. Like I said, I'm not mentioning any names in here, okay? No names. I don't want to embarrass anybody directly. I'm just saying employee this, employee that, cook this, cook that, manager this. I'm not going to name names. I don't want to embarrass anybody directly. Especially when I post this on my Facebook page and some people I work with are my friends. I used to work with. What else? I remember the manager hosting this meeting, and there was a contest to eat. There was like a race or something between the two assistant managers, and they had to eat a pie and whistle, and the manager was going, "Whistle while you work." That was funny to me. I don't know why. Oh, I also came up with a couple of songs while I was working there. It was two songs that already existed. One was Both Sides by Phil Collins, and the other one was Pacific Coast Party by Smash Mouth. All I did was change the lyrics to fit Long John Silver's theme, okay? And I would sing it, and the people would love, and all my employees and managers, they loved it. I wish I could sing it and copyrighted, but I also can't remember the lyrics. So, because it was so long ago. I mean, since I wrote it. And here comes the train, of course. I'm thinking about using my experiences to write as a story. I think that would have been pretty cool. To take the experience and write it. I remember that one time I went to work, and I was having my wisdom teeth were coming in, and I was having toothaches, right? I told my manager about it. Said, "You don't whine, I'm gonna send you home." I was expecting sympathy or something, I guess, but it turned out no. Wrong person to get sympathy from. He was pain in the butt, but he was a boss. And what else? It's like I can't remember everything. I remember he had me during an inspection. There was a ditch on one side of the restaurant, and he had me pick up trash out of the ditch, right? And I fell in. I came in, he's like, "Do not come up front." I ended up calling my mom on the work phone to see if she could bring me another uniform, because I had an extra uniform at home. That's life, you know. Also, where they keep the soap, for the mop soap, they keep it so high I can't reach. And I'm always asking one of the taller managers to reach it for me. It's like, I swear, man. The manager didn't think that I wasn't needed on the clock that much, so he kept me off the clock as much as possible. And while I was there, I always grab pen and pencil and paper, and I always be drawing up front. I was into this TV show called Legs. I still am. Just back then, I was really into it. I was always drawing pictures. None of the people I worked with understood Legs. I was explaining it to them. Those were some fun times. And we had our own drink mug, okay? And we had like a sticker we could put our names on it. And I was coming up with nicknames for myself, and I couldn't understand why the sticker was disappearing off my cup. And I'm like, okay, why does my sticker keep disappearing? And the boss said, "Your real name is supposed to be on that cup, not a nickname." Well, no, nobody told me that in the beginning. I just assumed you put a name, not, I was just being creative. I was just being a bit open-minded. Whatever. Whatever floats your boat. I think I'm about making this video a bit longer. I mean, I have it 1 minutes, and I think about making it a bit longer. So just in case I end up going over and I have more stories to share. And I'm trying to think of other things. I remember one time when I quit, And I thought that I'd get my paycheck early, right? Like, it was that day to get my paycheck, but it wasn't the right time to pick it up. It was coming later that day, maybe. And I come in early, like maybe a couple hours early to pick up my last paycheck, and the boss would give it to me. It's like, y'all suck. I mean, it's my last day. Who cares? I mean, not the best memories of Long John Silver's, okay? Not the best. What else? If I can remember other things, I would tell you. In the meantime, that is pretty much all I got to say about Long John Silver's. Apparently. Anyways, that's it for this episode.